Hello and welcome back to the Mike Familiar One here channel here on YouTube, and welcome back to the Max Power My Player series. I know I said Thursday, but today I had spare time, so we're gonna continue on this series, which will feature his debut and the first rival game. In the last episode, Max is a member of the Philadelphia 76ers, as he will be donning the number 5. This is him. Yes, we decided to look like an absolute weirdo in this game as I remove the remote so we can get playing underway for the Max Power series. And now, just right now, he's going to be a scoring small forward. And right now, let's take a look here as we get his still points done. And so we added a 3-pointer and free throws. Now let's take a look at his skill points. Let's take a look right now. The sooner this is done, the sooner I can get ready for the Dennis Hoffman, which I screwed because I didn't explain his backstory. And it's going to be Toronto and New York. Toronto, New York, Boston, and Boston are the rivals for this series. And let's take a look at the My Trade to see which teams are interested in him. Milwaukee and the Milwaukee Bucks and the Toronto Raptors. How funny is that? So now let's get this series started with his debut in the NBA with the Philadelphia 76ers. Yes, his beard is blue and his mohawk is red. It will go to every time he switches teams. We gotta switch that up. So we gotta get used to that. As the Sixers are going north of the border to take on the Raptors. Oh boy, this one's probably going to be easy for him today, so this is going to be an easy game for him, as they are now in Canada. Hey, that Raptor's wearing my number. Come on, that's cheap. And here he goes.
It's opening day all around the NBA. We're happy to be with you as we tip off the season with Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr. This is Kevin Harlan. We're looking forward to another fantastic year. What an exciting game. Opening night in the NBA. State Farm presents the starting lineups. First for the 76ers. Holiday at the 1 with Iggy at the 2.
And I like the new Raptors score because of that illusion with the Raptors script there. There's Max. Zero points because this is his first game in a Sixers uniform.
And the big man in the middle playing center, Bargnani. They utilize his abilities to maintain that presence under the rim.
Now he's at power forward, and he misses as he completes a milestone of playing in an NBA game. As Max gets
Barbosa against Williams, and he stepped in the line, so they turn it over.
And the Sixers getting to the playoffs a year ago was such an accomplishment. They did a nice job in their division, going 9-7 against Atlantic Division foes.
And they did a good job this season because they came just a bit short to the Celtics.
Now here's Calderon. Now Barbosa.
Got a kick ball, so it's our ball, I think. Nope, it's their ball still.
Here is Calderon. It's Leandro Barbosa on the way. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot two. And in that division...
So here's the free throw. So now before we do that, let's get in the crowd because this is also an NHL arena. This is an NHL arena too. So let's find some Maple Leaf banners. Are you freaking serious? It's like this game hates the ND. This game hates the NHL. The only thing good about this is at least they had the scoreboard, which is nice. Beforehand, there's the Air Canada Center flag. Where's the Maple Leaf Gardens flag then? I guess they didn't put it in. What a gift.
A tough division, one of the toughest in the NBA.
Yeah, no question about it, Kevin. I mean, you look at New York, became a much better team. Boston was still Boston. So to get 9 wins against that Atlantic division was a nice triumph for the young Sixers.
But we're getting better and better.
One, then misses the second attempt from the free throw line.
Leandro Barbosa, long-time productive player for the Phoenix Suns, eventually traded to Toronto before last season.
And there's Max's first points in the NBA.
Hi, Kevin. I caught up with head coach Dwayne Casey. When I asked him where they might have an advantage today, he said, we've got the shot blockers to make things very hard on them when they bring it into the paint. And that's what we plan to do. Gentlemen?
Thanks, Doris. So Clark and Steve, defense, it looks like coming first for them today.
And while you don't really want to put all of your cookies in one jar, I mean, I think emphasis on defense is the way to go.
Yeah, I'd agree, because if you come out and establish the defense right away, it kind of sets the tone, and you really kind of take control of that game emotionally.
And Barbosa, Steve, happy to join the Raptors like you were talking about. And Clark, that was a place where he knew he could get a little bit more playing time.
Yeah, and at the point in his career where he was, that was important to him to have a chance to showcase that unbelievable speed and shooting ability. I think he's the kind of guy that has personal spurtability. Usually it's a team thing with me, but he's got personal spurtability. A lot of points in limited time.
Run out. Picked up by Davis.
And he still missed.
This has been a strong statement by them, the way they've come out and attacked the glass early.
Yeah, I agree, Clark. I love the physical play, the fact that they're taking the game right to their opponents.
Calderon kicks to Davis. 5 on the clock. Calderon, no good.
That was a layup. You've got to knock that down. You've got to convert when you get those opportunities. Now, the Raptors not only were one of the youngest teams in the league last season, they have been one of the youngest starting fives in league history. Jared Bayless, DeMar DeRozan, Amir Johnson, Sonny Weems, and Ed Davis. Starting lineup average.
And there's an objective complete for Max, as he completed 2 jump shots.
It's Leandro Barbosa on the way. The shot's good on the assist by Calderon. Barbosa's got his second bucket of the night. Of course, the truism in the NBA is that young teams don't win much, but keeping together, perhaps that might make a difference. The Raptors opening their
Here goes Max as Max Power tries to get it in, but unfortunately he keeps missing, and there goes his teammate Gray going to even lower. This time around.
That's what everybody's looking to try to do now. It's a lot easier said than done, but we've seen if you get that kind of player, things can turn around pretty quick.
Well, the top 4 players for Oklahoma City, for instance, 22 or younger.
Yeah.
So, yes, you're right.
It can be done.
From 20 feet out.
And that's the end. It's the Sixers are down.
Plenty of offense in this closely contested first quarter.
9-6. Ugh.
Tune in this Saturday night. Kevin Durant and the Oklahoma City Thunder take on Dirk Nowitzki and the Dallas Mavericks. Live from Dallas. Don't miss it.
Very nice.
And welcome back.
And the Sixers are down.
And we finished one half of basketball. Raptors lead by 6.
And a fun game going on out in Toronto as HP presents our halftime report. And now,
Evan Turner leads the Sixers, while Andre Baragani leads for the Toronto Raptors.
Charlotte ended up with a loss to the Magic at Amway Center.
Ooh, ouch. Heartbreaking loss for the Bobcats.
And another game that wrapped up. The Wizards over at Verizon Center, losing to the Nets. Very close one there, just 1 point.
Well, serves you right, Washington,
now,
for losing.
What's going on in the rest of the association? The Cleveland Cavaliers ahead against the Celtics in Boston. Up big in the fourth.
Whoa! Come on, Cleveland, beat Boston, please. I don't want the Celtics to keep winning. The Raptors, the mascot's name is Raptor. Really? And we have a tie game now as we enter in for the third quarter.
Here's Johnson.
Back in a small forward position.
Advance to Weems. Dish now to Barbosa. Johnson left side.
The ball was exposed, and that allowed him to get a hand on it and take it away.
And he hits it and gets hacked down the play. A three-point possibility if he can convert the free throw.
What a shot. Gets him to go through the contact.
Well, I love that. That's a great shot. That's how you finish in the NBA. You know, in a lot of ways, Kevin, Lou Williams had another good year, but took a step back in a couple of areas. The primary one was his shooting percentage. I think he took more bad shots last season.
Iguodala is tagged with the reach.
Come on, Andre.
Here's Barbosa. He's got 6. Weems kicks to Barbosa. And it's Iguodala picking him up. Barbosa dishes to Weems. Clock is at 3. Over Williams. Connects on the open J. 6 points for him. Well, back to Williams. Clark was just talking about Lou. He shot so well in 2010, hitting 47% of his shots. Let's see if they came back down to 40% again last
As he assists to Andre Iguodala.
To that 47% range for Doug Collins and that Sixers team. I mean, he's a guy who is so important off the bench, but he's got to be more efficient with that jump shot for sure.
Evans, right side. Back to Barbosa. Again, Toronto.
Well, they've got to do something defensively because he's been unstoppable.
And defensively, Steve, your only choice now is to double him. I mean, I don't think there's another option.
Well, last season was a tough one.
And he got blocked. Oh, and unfortunately, his teammate Gray's going to go down.
In front of their home fans. And even for losing teams, if you can win at home, that's a starting point. That's an area they have to improve upon.
Backing him down is Johnson.
As he goes down to a C- because of a leave assignment.
76ers.
As
And
he,
after this one, they're home against Minnesota. That game will be a quick pit stop.
and it's going to be a foul. As back to the free throw line for Max Power. Before we do that, let's take a look at his uniform. You can buy this uniform for $19.99. Okay, not really. It says Sixers on it. I think both say Sixers, I do believe, on it.
For these Toronto fans, it's got to be tough, Steve, seeing a franchise player like Chris Bosh leave town and watch the team rebuild. And it's going to be quite a rebuilding project.
Yeah, but at the same token, Kevin, I mean, Bosh had 8 seasons there, and he only had 3 playoff wins to show for it. He and the Raptors, they just didn't have the pieces to get over the hump to get to that next level. At some point, you got to hit that refresh button.
I can't argue with that. Here's what Toronto's going with right now. Bargnani is checked in for Evans. Linus Fraser comes in for James Johnson. And it's Calderon in for Sonny Weaver.
And there he goes, back to C average again.
And what a job Doug Collins did with Philadelphia last year, taking the Sixers team to the playoffs. And they did a nice job of playing their Eastern Conference foes well.
Back to Calderon. And Holiday picks him up defensively. No good from Bargnani.
You know, even though he missed that 3-point shot, I think the defense has to do a better job of challenging the shot.
Yeah, because you know, if you continue to give up open looks like that, you're in big trouble.
Bargnani against Spates. The kick out to Holiday. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way out.
So Drew's going to go. Holiday's going to the free throw line.
Philly side once again still lost more than they won against the East, but Nonetheless, a big improvement for a first-year coach.
First-year coach and a really young, developing team, Kevin. So you want to see incremental progress. And given the year before when they went 14-38 against their conference counterpart, that was a huge leap forward to get them back close to 500.
How about this,
Kevin? Just 2 seasons ago, Drew Holiday was the youngest player in the league and actually had his grandmother living with him in Philly to help watch over him. He's come a long way.
Calderon, he's covered by Iguodala. Iguodala against Calderon, deflected by Iguodala. The 76ers leading by 3. The kick out to Spates. There's Red Hot. He kicks to Brand. Nice move.
as Max gets the shot. So 5 points for Max Power in his debut, and he completes yet another milestone.
He did more than hold his own. Kevin shot better than 50% from long range, made great decisions with the ball. He really grew and matured during that series, and I think Doug Collins and the Sixers are absolutely ecstatic to have him leading this club into the future.
Iguodala outside, knocks down the 3-ball.
And now the Sixers are up 8 as we enter the 4th quarter of play.
Continuing to fall as we conclude the 3rd quarter. Both teams put.
Now let's take a look at the preview for November 3rd, which is tomorrow.
Kicks into gear. Rudy Gay and the Memphis Grizzlies go up against the Utah Jazz this Thursday, 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific.
Welcome back to the Air Canada Center as the game ends, as the Sixers just barely win, as Max gets 5 points and 1 assist tonight. So the Sixers goes 1-0. And he completes another objective. And he did no turnovers as he gets 798 skill points. But now, without any further ado, let's go to the press conference. The first Max press conference in the Max Power My Player series. Let's go. Here we go.
Tonight, you made your NBA debut coming off the bench. Were you hoping for more minutes, or was this still a successful beginning to your career?
Oh, it was a good start, no doubt. I'm still getting used to this team, learning how everyone plays, but Coach and my teammates have been great so far, and I already feel like I'm light years ahead of where I was at the beginning of training camp. I got plenty of room to improve, too, so I look at tonight's game like a small first step in what will hopefully be a long and successful career.
Well said, Mr. Power, as right now the team is 1-0 as we begin our next game. As he has completed a lot of stuff, so that means there's a lot of skill points we have to put in to him. As he got the same Jordan that Phoenix got. Well, any person will get if they do a My Player. Let's hit the home button as, whoa, 2,209. Now let's take a look at the My Trade to see who wants them. Milwaukee and Toronto still. Ugh. Oh, yes, too short to getting the offensive rebound, but let's add one there. Defense. 98. Yeah, there we go. There we go for Phoenix. There we go for Mr. Power. As right now is the next. Now, if you look at the schedule for the Sixers, their next game will be Phoenix will make his first game against the 76ers, against the Knicks. So that's exactly what we're doing. And the Sixers are struggling, 3-9. Well, the Sixers are 7-5. As Max gets ready to play in Philly for the first time this series, and yeah, I was right, there's the Sixers throughout this series, as they take on the New York Knickerbockers with Carmelo Anthony and Amari Stoudemire. And right now, he's just happy to be in Philly. He's enjoying his time. He's going to Philadelphia Flyers games and looking forward and watching some nice Eagles game. And he made friends with Michael Vick. There you see their warm-up jackets for the Sixers. There's Hip Hop the Rabbit, really. As we are at the Wells Fargo Center.
The 76ers get ready to defend home court in the Eastern Conference. 2K Sports brings you this broadcast of the NBA. This is Kevin Harlan, and with me, Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg.
As here are the lineups, and Louis Scola, what? OJ Mayo, what? Well, this is going to be a nice bit of a learning experience for Max, because he gets to play with OJ Mayo and Louis Scola.
Yeah, you got that right. I mean, when you catch them at their best, they're an absolute handful.
Now let's check out the State Farm starting lineups. First for the New York Knicks. Phillips and Fields pairing up in the backcourt. Sheldon Williams is out there at Jeffries. And it's Anthony in at the 3 slot. And for the 76ers.
As now, let's take a look. Let's scan the arena here for Philadelphia. Here at the Wells Fargo Center. As you can see, all the championship banners that the Sixers have won, and a retired number 24. We can't use that. Scoreboard. Whoa. Not explanatory. Gee. As there you see the old 76ers logo, as they pay tribute to the old logo before they went retro, which is kinda clever. As you can see, there they are.
Hey, Michael?
Yeah?
Pull up the printer in there, print a couple of pages.
Sure. Hold on a second, folks. Alright, it's out.
Okay, can you hold on for a minute while I print this?
Sure.
Okay, it's coming.
Oh, Dad?
Huh?
Is the insurance calling and it's covered by the warranty?
Not yet. Hold on, there's another conference on it, Michael.
Okay, sorry about that. And now let's continue on with the... Let's get on with the show as we scan more of the arena. Here as... I want to find... Where's Charles Barkley's number? Where is it? I want to find that thing. Oh, there's Hal Green, Billy Cunningham, and whoa. Excuse me. Oh, gee. There's Jilly. What? There's Maurice Cheeks. There's Maurice Cheeks' banner. That is so weird. Where the heck is... There's their lone championship banner.
Hey, Michael.
Yes.
I'm gonna comb my hair and be on my way.
Alright.
What's wrong?
Nothing, I'm filming.
Love you. Bye.
See ya. Okay, now, let's see, now, let's continue back. Was I on, are we down? Well, let's take a look at the down. I'm just curious down. Is the RV button? Yeah, this is as far as we can go. And goes here and... Oh, I guess they didn't put Barkley's number up here yet. Either that or Philly took it down. Either that or they took it down. But still, this is still... What the? Oh, that's their lone championship banner again. Oh, for a second I thought that was... I thought that would work. There's Bobby Jones. Thanks to the... Wait, what? Okay, I'm pretty much giving up. Let's get to the game. Okay, I give up. There's no way we're gonna...
And Doris Burke spoke with Doug Collins. Doris.
Kevin, on paper, it's hard to pick a winner in this game based solely on the two teams' statistics and records, which coach acknowledged are very comparable. Therefore, he said, it comes down to energy and effort. We'll see.
As Max scores his first points of the game.
I think we could have a tight one, Clark, on our hands today by the sounds of it.
Kevin, I agree. We should have a tight one. I mean, these are two evenly matched teams.
Well, and a lot of times when you have a matchup like this, guys, it comes down to strategy. So both these coaches and their respective game plans could come into play here today.
And he can extend the lead to double digits.
I tell you what, the Knicks are not a team that puts fear into you when they hit the road.
And right off the bat, he gets a leave assignment for some unknown reason.
Fires from deep. Good. Williams has got his first 3 points of the game.
A little slow on the defensive rotation there.
The 76ers leading by 5. Brought up the Knicks on the road, 19-22 last season.
Now That's a huge leap over what they did in the pre-Amari Melo days when they were really struggling on the road. So a big step for the Knicks last season. Let's see if they can capitalize this year and make even more improvements. And the Sixers getting to the playoffs a year ago was such an accomplishment. They did a nice job in their division, 9-7 against Atlantic Division Road.
And in that division, Philly
as he made his first free throw of the game.
One of the toughest in the NBA.
Yeah, no question about it, Kevin. I mean, you look at New York, became a much better team. Boston was still Boston. So
Miami was just the Miami with their big three.
Nice triumph for the young Sixers.
The 76ers making a switch right here. Skola's checked in.
And he missed that one, so he has 3 points so far.
This is a team that has been built through free agency and trades. Of course, when you're in New York, you're a very
Leave assignment again. Look out, he might get another one.
That's why they have gone that route rather than through the draft.
The 76ers lead. They're coming into this game off that recent loss to Atlanta.
Now, the result may have been different if they had just gotten a few of those three-pointers to fall, but they just weren't going in for them, I think.
I think they fell in love with the three-pointers too much, quite honestly. They depended on that shot when things were open inside for them, and they failed to look in there.
Never easy to trade picks away, as you were saying, Steve, but the Knicks, Clark made up for it last year by adding Fields in that second round.
Yeah, that was a big get. I mean, a really nice second-round pick for him, Kevin. The Knicks didn't draft Tony Douglas, but traded for him cheap, too, so even with moving their high pick, they still added some pretty good talent.
Scotty Walsh doing a pretty good job.
He's one of the best, has been for a long time.
As Max gets to stand next to the mascot. I'm not making this up here. He's standing next to Hip Hop. And is he really 76? What?
The 76ers leading by 6.
Excuse me.
Outside, Martin. Here's Red Hot. Now Anthony defending. And
As Max gets 5 points.
5 points in the game.
Good defense. But
Now he has to guard Melo.
Finger roll over the top.
Anthony lets up.
As he gets a good shot defense, so he gets his points back for his teammate grade.
That's exactly how it's done.
Dishes it to Spates.
As Martin gets a bad pass, as
The shot misses. Good work defensively by Anthony. Lets the three fly. That is good. Anthony's got 9.
Where the defense has to commit so much attention to him. He's just an important part of this offense.
as Max is about to get off the court, because that's the end of the...
Miraculous buzzer beater.
Well, I love how he kept his cool there. Low stress, not a care in the world.
You're right.
Oh, man, with time running, that's
As right now, things are looking good for this team. Now let's take a look at the preview.
Next Tuesday, LeBron James and the Miami Heat go up against Dwight Howard and the Orlando Magic. The NBA
The Battle of Florida.
Be there.
Unless Tallahassee gets an NBA team with that, which I doubt it. As right now, as he's back on the bench, as New York took the lead, 43-39, and now let's head on to HB at the half.
Glad you could join us this Saturday night. It's time for the HB halftime.
It's Tuesday as I'm recording this. Carmelo Anthony leads for the Knicks. OJ Mayo leads for the Sixers.
Plenty of offense for both in the first half. A lot in the NBA to catch up on. Let's check it out as we go around the league. It was the Nets with a win against the Hawks in Atlanta.
Whoa, where did Jersey come from? And the Kings are just one win away from winning the cup. And wow, look at Toronto 2-10. Wow, that's really bad.
Andrea Bargnani was their leading scorer. And now here's what's going on in the rest of the association. For the Bucks over at Bradley Center, they're trailing to Chicago.
Which is no surprise. As now as there's hip hop dancing with the Sixer ladies, if I do believe.
What they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out.
As the Sixers are down by 3, and here comes
Here's Smith.
Really good turnaround season for the 76ers.
Max
A
Powers,
season
he's in a
ago,
power forward.
One of the
Ugh.
reasons they were able to be successful was they established their home court.
So with Anthony sitting on the bench, here's the 5 for Mike D'Antoni right now. They've got Roger Mason.
And there's the turnover, his first turnover in this series. And look at this!
And it's Phillips in at the 1.
Guys, that's what he does. I mean, he
But he didn't get
excelled
a no
at
shot.
getting to the rim.
Oh, there he goes.
Here's Smith. Back to the 76ers, just a much better
Just when I
team
thought he
than
was going
last
to...
year.
Yeah, and I think so. Part of that was the maturity of their younger players, but also the leadership of Doug
As he
Collins.
passes it to Mayo, and he gets an assist. How about that, folks?
500 on the year after a really slow start and get back to the
And he
playoffs.
completes an objective.
That's right, yeah.
Tough start for them, but they certainly cashed in later on. Phillips kicks to Walker. Stolen by Mark.
Boy, you gotta love that kind of anticipatory defense.
Here's Mayo. It's going to be 2 free throws through contact on the shot.
Take a look at what Mayo's been doing. He has 11
As
points.
he's back to small forward. Yay, the position I signed him up for.
Just a complete performance.
Oh, they got Kenyon Martin,
Some
too.
changes for
Nice.
Philadelphia. Spates checked in for Nocioni. Scola comes in for Kevin Martin. And it's Iguodala in for Ish Smith. The Knicks also changing it up. Shona Williams checks in for Balkman. Anthony comes in for Derek Brown. And Anthony Carter sub in for Chauncey Billups.
Well, once Allen Iverson left Philadelphia several seasons ago, it seemed like the 76ers lost their identity. But this past season, they started to carve out a niche for themselves. They're a young, athletic team that defends, and they play hard together.
Carter outside. 6 to shoot. He passes to Carmelo from outside the arc. That's good. Anthony's got 36. And when you move out of an era like that, you talked about that, Steve, it does take time to find an identity. Clark, you've been through that as well, and you certainly appreciate what the 76ers are going through.
Yeah, they certainly are building a nice identity, and they're basing it on toughness under head coach Doug Collins, Kevin, and that's impressive. They're definitely a team to keep an eye on. They're on an upswing, no doubt.
Solid advantage in rebounding totals for them so far here.
You know, in every game,
And now there's a dynamic goal. Take the lead before the game ends. Oh boy, Phoenix is going to be back. Max is going to be on the bench, so there's no way they're going to do this against this talented Knicks team. Oh, by the way, if you use the right stick, you could change the camera. As Max is right now is running back and forth as he's trying to once again try to stop a three-pointer, and flat block attempt, but he got the job. He got the job done.
With the layup off the mark. And it's the 76ers with the ball. They trail by 7.
As Max is trying to get to Sprites, and he gets it to him, and look at this.
That will be a getaway game for them.
As Max is going to get 5 points, but someone gets the rebounds. So now the Sixers are down by 5 with less than a minute to go in the third. And someone calls a timeout, and it's New York.
Directing it right back into the hoop.
Well, he put himself in the perfect spot.
As he's called off, and that is it. The Sixers lose 116 to 107.
Such an asset, Kevin.
The Sixers dances, but he completes a goal, his second goal, so he gets 292 skill points. And now that should just about do it. All is left to do in this series. This series is to show what teams are interested in him if he demands a trade, and the press conference. But here comes the press conference right now. Just one more win, LA, and the Kings will win their first Stanley Cup in franchise history. Here we go, press conference.
That was a game you must have felt like you let slip away. What was the mood in the locker room following a loss like this?
No one's going to be in a good mood after you lose a game like that where you had a chance to win. And that means me probably more so than anyone. These guys know to stay away from me after a loss because I could blow up at any moment. I just hate losing, man. Hate it. Tonight was no exception. I ain't going to let this happen next game either. We're winning that one. Mark it down right now.
Ooh, so we have a Mark Messier sort of like player right there. And now I think this should just nearly just about do it here. right now here as Max Power continues to enjoy his time in Philadelphia unless he demands a trade, which is possible. But now let's take a look at my trades and let's see who's interested in him. The first team is interested is the Golden State Warriors and the New Orleans Hornets. So come back later for episode 3 on Wednesday. See you guys next time, folks. Later, folks.